Youngkin stunned in Virginia as Democrats win General Assembly. Virginia's Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin was handed a stunning defeat in Tuesday's General Assembly elections, with Democrats flipping the House of Delegates and retaining the state Senate. While Republican donors have been urging Youngkin to make a late entry into the 2024 presidential race, the first-term governor said he had to gain control of the General Assembly first, vowing to push through a 15-week abortion ban. Virginia's voters rejected that, with Democrats estimated to win at least 21 state Senate seats, retaining their majority, and 51 seats in the House of Delegates, gaining control from Republicans. The Virginia results were part of an overall good night for the Democrats, which saw Kentucky's Democratic Governor Andy Beshear win re-election and abortion rights preserved in the red state of Ohio. Ohio voters, who voted for former President Donald Trump twice and GOP Senator J.D. Vance last year, also voted to legalize pot. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than. On the flip side, the Democratic candidate for Mississippi Governor, Brandon Presley, pictured, the second cousin of Elvis Presley, fell short in kicking Republican Governor Tate Reeves out of the governor's mansion. Democrats put abortion rights at the center of their campaigns. The issue has been crystallized as one that can galvanize swing voters. Ahead of the 2024 election amid rampant inflation, global unrest and Joe Biden's disastrous approval rating, fresh polling released by CNN on election night showed worrying numbers for Biden, despite his party's wins. The races that were to have the most immediate national political impact were the ones in Virginia because had Youngkin been successful, he may have jumped in the 2024 presidential race. Some GOP donors were encouraging Youngkin's entry because other Trump alternative candidates, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former UNAMB Nikki Haley, hadn't made a dent in the ex-president's poll numbers. It's unlikely Youngkin will join the race now, as he doesn't have wins at his back. He also missed the filing deadline to appear on the New Hampshire primary ballot and wouldn't have appeared in 3 GOP debates. In Virginia, all 100 House of Delegates seats were up for election, as were the state's 40 Senate seats. Democrats previously had a 22-17 majority in the state Senate, while Republicans had a 48-46 majority in the House of Delegates, with 6 vacancies. Among those elected Tuesday to the Senate was Danica Roem, pictured, a member of the House of Delegates, who won in a competitive district to represent the D.C. suburbs. Roem, a former journalist, made history in 2017, when she became the first trans person to be elected to Virginia's General Assembly. Additionally, former CIA agent Russet Perry, a Democrat, found success in District 31, beating Youngkin's pick, Republican Juan Pablo Segura, who co-founded the D.C.-based District Donut and the app BabyScripts. After the Senate was called, networks said that Democrats had captured the House of Delegates too, with at least 51 seats heading in their favor. One disappointment for Democrats was that so-called expletive Dem, Susanna Gibson, pictured, lost her House of Delegates race to Republican businessman David Owen. Gibson's race was one of the most watched during Tuesday's off-year elections after she became embroiled in an eyebrow-raising scandal involving live-streaming sexual intercourse acts with her husband for tips. Owen bested Gibson by less than 1,000 votes, final results showed. In September, The Washington Post reported that Gibson, a 40-year-old nurse practitioner, and her husband, attorney John David Gibson, performed live-streamed sexual intercourse acts on the site Chaturbate, a portmanteau for chatting while performing self-pleasure. In a statement, Gibson called the exposure an illegal invasion of my privacy designed to humiliate me and my family. Gibson used her healthcare background to center the race around abortion rights, the issue that likely swung the General Assembly to the Democrats. However, in the run-up to Election Day, Virginia Republicans sent out mailers to district voters reminding them of Gibson's X-rated scandal, labeling them, warning, explicit material enclosed, and do not open if you are under the age of 18. Read the full story. ito equals MSN Gallery. Time equals 400 ms. Greater than want more stories like this from the Daily Mail? Visit our profile page here and hit the follow button above for more of the news you need.